All right, it is September 10th, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. My name is Joey Ragona. You are who you are. Thank you for being here live with us. And if you are here live with us, let us know by hitting a hashtag live. And if it's a replay, by the way, a hashtag replay. It's kind of weird when I just start the show off like that. But anyway, that's how it goes here. We're going to have an entirely cool conversation today. And who am I talking about when I say we? My good friend Alex Veng is in the house. He is from the massive, successful platform Kajabi. We do stuff together every single week, and I figured, why don't I get him on? Because I just don't want to see him once a week or once a month. I want to see him more than that. Alex, my man, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, Joey. Thanks for having me today. It's an interesting dynamic because normally I'm the one who introduces you. So that was pretty cool.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Tell us just a little bit about like you. Um, why are you super important? I know why you're super cool. I know why you're an awesome human being. But like, tell us a little bit about you, man.
Well, I've always done things differently. Always done things differently. I've actually got a pretty interesting story. I know a lot of people say that, but I really do. I swear.
Let's hear it.
Um, my whole start of getting into marketing was out of necessity because I was in a metal band and I wanted more people to listen to my band. I wanted more people. I wanted to get likes on my Facebook page for my band. I wanted more people to show up at our concerts. So that's what like sparked my interest in marketing. So I ended up, it's funny, quitting the band. I ended up being in three bands. We were, toured the country, signed to record labels, all three bands. It was pretty cool. We were on the radio. A couple of radio stations picked us up. And touring, it was really cool. Uh, Made lifelong friends. I'm still friends with these guys. And so I ended up quitting the bands and actually pursuing a degree. I pursued higher education in marketing and business and entrepreneurship, which led me to meet this CEO. So this is an
Wow.
interesting story. I was working as a pizza delivery guy. Okay. And so instead of listening to music, I turned my car into an audio library. So I would just listen to audiobooks while I was driving all over the place delivering pizzas. And
That
that
is
was my job.
epic.
And it was great because I could go on tour and be gone for 2 weeks, come back and have the same job. It was awesome. Which is great for a college kid as well. So I was delivering pizzas, right? And here's why this is relevant. When a mess up pizza comes out, like maybe like you order a pizza and then you call back and you cancel it, we still make that pizza, right? It's in the oven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times what we end up doing is bribing the police department. So what we'll do is we'll take the mess up pizzas and we'll bring them to the police department and be like, hey, we got some extra pizzas. Don't pull us over, by the way.
Yeah.
Right?
When you see us go through the stop sign, we're trying to get there for 30 minutes or less, bro. Don't.
Yeah. So that when they see our company,
Yeah.
sign on the top of our car, they're like, I'll let it slide.
That's epic.
So, but instead of doing that, I instead of going to the police department and bringing them the free pizzas, what I did instead is I looked up on my phone local marketing company, and so I walked in dressed fully in my in my pizza uniform, and I walked in, walked right past the receptionist. I go, hey, I got a pizza for the CEO. Which one's his office? I walked right past all the gatekeepers, right? Walked right into the CEO's office and I was like, hey, you're not expecting me, but I got a free pizza for you. By the way, my name's Alex. I'm about to be done with my degree in marketing. I'm smarter than all these kids in my class. I can't stand it. And I'm hoping that maybe you can help pull me out of that. I'll work for you for free. All I want to do is learn from you. And by the way, if you don't hire me right now, you're going to lose sleep over the missed opportunity. I said those words verbatim. I promise you. The guy like dropped his coffee and said, "You're hired." So I
That
quit the
is
next day.
that is like one of the most epic stories I've ever heard. That is
Yeah,
so freaking classic.
yeah.
And
So
so
I
is
I
this with
quit the next day.
Kajabi?
No, no. This is with a guy. And I owe a lot to this guy. He's awesome. He was the CEO of this company, this marketing company. He brought me under his wing. He taught me sales, taught me marketing. We were doing websites. So I learned like the website game, like how to
Mm,
sell websites,
mm-hmm.
what makes a good website, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then uh, that company basically got acquired, and we moved out to Las Vegas. So I'm from Ohio, small
That's
town Ohio.
classic.
He fires all the other employees, or they all like leave or whatever. I wasn't privy to that. All I know is I was the only one left, and he invited me to come with him to Las Vegas to go work for this company. And so I go out and I work there, and turns out that company's name is Lightspeed VT. So he's the CEO, Brad Lee, um, is dude. He's awesome. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so Lightspeed VT is actually a competitor of Kajabi. So
Ah,
I go out and I work for Lightspeed VT for a year. It's awesome. I learn so much. I meet people like Damon John, the guy from John Tapper, I think from Bar Rescue. Like these are all huge clients. Opens
sure.
my eyes into this world of online of these like of courses basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so by the within 1 year, I'm running that customer service department. Everybody's coming to me, asking me questions, everything. I learn this game in and out. When clients call, you have to know what you're talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
um, it's great. I did that for a year, and the reason I did that for a year is because one of the clients called me, and I went out and worked for them. And this guy, he's kind of a private guy, but if you look at my LinkedIn, you'll be able to see exactly who it was. But he's a famous author, wrote tons of books. And so my job as digital marketing strategist for a famous author was to take his content, turn it into a script, or take the content from his books, turn it into a script, help record those videos, upload those videos into Kajabi, and then sell that stuff. So
Wow.
within 2 years, we ended up doing $500,000 um, with that, which was awesome. So much fun. I got to learn everything about that, and then COVID hit, and I lost my job,
Oh my
just
God.
like a lot of people. So I've had a crazy story. And then the last step is this one where I started a marketing agency for a little while, but I didn't like being the guy who had to sell the thing and then
Yeah.
do the thing and then implement the thing and then go out and sell more stuff while I was doing it. Was a lot. Um, so I ended up looking at Kajabi, and I told them my story, and they hired me on as customer training specialist. Perfect job. I'm really good at customer service. I know marketing, and it's just a perfect meld because I was a Kajabi hero as myself. So that leads me to right now where I'm talking to you. That's my story. It's been a journey, ups and downs. And in between that time, I met my wife and have a 1 year old little baby named Grace.
That is such an epic story, man. Oh my God. I knew a little bit of your story because I knew you were in a metal band before. We were talking music before. As you know, I was in the music industry, but I was on the opposite side. I was on the on the dance side. And you were like we're total opposite ends of the music industry. But yeah, that is so epic. I just love the tenacity. I just love the courage just to walk right by and say, yeah, I got this for that. That CEO thing is like that. You got to write a book and start the book with that whole thing. Like that is just that's entrepreneurship right there, man. So epic. You
Yeah,
just learn from that. And
yeah. Well,
what
I'm
was in your
only
brain? Like, why
33,
did you do that? I
so
just want to know. Like, for somebody who's watching this, like, what made you do that? Like, what was the thought process?
yeah. So I was so my whole life I've really been a I've tried to be a good steward of my time, right? And so being in a dead end job like pizza delivery, and this is no shade if you deliver
Right.
pizzas. Use that as a stepping stone. Do what I did. Turn your car into an audio library and learn a new skill that you can go out and market yourself and make buku bucks. But
By the
like,
way, before you continue, that part of the story too is so epic. Like I wanted to comment on that when you said that, like turning your car into this audio library as you're driving, like it's amazing.
hmm I thought, I guess the main reason though is I was in my college class learning, marketing, and I was like, this really isn't that hard. And I don't know what all of y'all are struggling with. And I don't mean to sound like a pretentious prick, but and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I was just like, this stuff, it just came really easy to me. And I
Yeah,
was like, okay, marketing, put your, a lot of people think marketing is selling crap to people who don't need it.
yeah,
And those people, I have no respect for them, because you want to sell stuff to people who
yeah.
actually need it. Um,
Exactly. There was some reason I knew we get along. I knew we get along for some reason, right? So
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you're the heart centered. What is it? Heart centered. I'm missing a word there. Heart centered
oh
entrepreneur.
yeah, so well yeah, it's whatever it is. Heart centered human, heart centered entrepreneur, heart
Yeah,
centered, right? Doesn't really matter. Whatever you are, if you're heart centered, mission driven, that's you're my tribe.
yeah, yeah. So, I was just in my class. I just felt like I was wasting my life, because I was like, I already know all this stuff. I've got this skill, right? Getting the piece of paper and having the skill, those are two events. One can come sooner than the other.
Yeah, yeah,
And so, I also realized that a lot of this stuff was theoretical, because I was tired of learning about Henry Iacocca or Lee
the
Iacocca
actual yeah.
selling the Mustang. Like,
Hmm.
okay, great, he worked at Ford and he was a great marketer. I'm tired of this theoretical crap. I want to do it. I want to try it. I want to spend $60,000 on Facebook ads and see what happens. Right? Like, that's how you get the experience.
One hundred
So
percent, bro. I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm a born entrepreneur, and I just had this discussion today with my academy private group, and we were talking about this, and we were just talking generally about being okay with sharing what you believe in the world. And one of the things that I was so afraid of talking about was my belief that entrepreneurs are born, they're not made. Like someone cannot become an entrepreneur. I'll talk about that later. It doesn't mean that you can't have a really successful business if you're not a born entrepreneur, from my perspective. But anyway, going back to the entrepreneurship, is that it is all about the experience. It is all about the a failure is always about data points. It's not a failure. It's about, okay, I did this. It didn't work like I thought it was going to work, but there's a data point. And non-entrepreneurs, or people who aren't supposed to be in business anyway, they're looking at that and saying, well, shit, that didn't work. I'm out. Like, this is too hard for me. And what I love about what you did and what your story is that, you know, out of the necessity, but it was looked to me like there was a desire there too. It was like, I need to get this band on the map. I need to understand how to get more sales. I need to get on on the radio. I need to do all these. So that was a love that maybe you already had, you didn't know you had. And then all of a sudden when you stepped into it, you're like, holy crap, I just love doing this. And it was more of a desire to do more of the thing that you completely love. So I don't know yet, because it's not that I'm analyzing you, but I kind of am at the same time. I don't know if you're like what's called an uncovered entrepreneur, right? Because you may have been a born entrepreneur, and then you just uncovered the fact that, holy crap, I don't want to do any of this except for this thing. Or you just could be a really smart business dude, which can run a business, and you obviously do it because you're a Kajabi hero, and you learned business and you do it really, really well because you went under the wings of somebody else, learned the steps, got the checklist, went through all the manuals, you know what you're doing, and you learned it all, and you become a really, really successful and savvy businessman. And there's that level too. So I don't know which one you are yet. Do you know if by definition of what I just talked about, if I said to you, do you think you're a born entrepreneur, or are you just not just, are you the opposite, which would mean somebody who just is really interested in business and took it by the wings and now applied business knowledge, education to build your business?
I would say I've always known that I was going to have my own thing. I haven't figured out the exact idea yet, uh, but I'm only 33, and um, but I've known this for about myself for a very long time, and it started with not being able to sit still in class in school. Like,
Yeah.
I can't sit sit still. And people, they put me on Adderall and said, "You have ADD." It's like, no, I just don't want to be here. Actually,
Yeah, this story is
um,
so like that it's long all of us. Like so you're an entrepreneur, bro. In my mind, you're just an uncovered entrepreneur. You figured it out like when you were delivering pizzas and after the band and all that stuff, and you're just an uncovered entrepreneur, discovered entrepreneur. So to me, you were born and you discovered, because like my story is a little bit different because I knew I was an entrepreneur from day one because I was already in an entrepreneurial family anyway. So I grew up with that. My grandmother had stores and my dad's business, and so I grew up with entrepreneurship. It's the only thing I know. And like you, uh, you know, high school was just this pain in the ass. And like grade 9, I sat through 4 years of high school like doing absolutely nothing, like literally absolutely nothing. In one class, one of the teachers said, "Joey, just sit at the back of the room and do whatever the hell you want to do." Worst mistake he could have done, because we were in a portable at that point, and I'm like flipping like bent out paper clips at him when he's on the board and stuff like that. And dude, it wasn't a good thing. But that's all I did. I couldn't wait to get out of there because all I was doing was reading marketing books when I was 14 years old. So instead of reading Playboy, I was reading Psychology Today and marketing and all these other things. So I was like right into it.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
would say I wasn't in the back doing nothing. I was trying to do my best in school, but I was there for one reason. I was there to learn and then go home. And in a very ironic turn of events, I married a teacher.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, she's not gonna like what I'm saying, you know, dude. Like
So,
I, to me, there was nothing they could teach me, like nothing. Like I grew up with the idea of, and still believe this, that what I don't know, I can get someone else who knows to tell me or to do it. Like history, geography. You ask me anything about geography, I'm like, I have no idea. Like, do I have to fly over an ocean to go from Toronto to Miami? I guess so. I don't know. Like, I just don't know, right? It's like I don't care. What I care about is what I can actually move the needle for, which is my customers. And I built a business when the first business was 19, and there was no internet back then. There was no internet. So I went from 0 to 5,000 customers in 3 years worldwide with a newsletter sending out by mail. And obviously, this mail order stuff, but all that. And that's all I cared about. And even, yeah, so I was even at 16 years old, I was building businesses. So it's the same, like at school to me was like, this is a waste of time. I just had to do it because I guess it was the law. I don't know. Didn't want to drop out.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't graduate. And I'm, it's like, why did you do all that and you still don't graduate? I'm like, don't know. I just don't care. And
yeah.
look at me
Yeah,
now,
in the grand scheme of things, looking back, it doesn't matter.
No, the only thing my dad told me, because I hate math too. So the only thing my dad told me is like, you're going to need math. I'm like, why am I going to need algebra? Why am I going to need all this? And I still don't need any of that. But he was right about the math type of thing, because literally math and me don't get along well at all. Like even simple times tables don't get along. So I'm like, well, I got this calculator thing. I just use that. Why should I worry about all this other stuff, right? So he was right about that. But anyway, let's get into today's topic, and I guess what we're going to talk about today, which is AI engineering, and you're into all this, right? So tell us a little bit more about that, man. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening there?
So AI, I'm currently obsessed with it. So uh, when I guess I didn't give birth to my baby, but when my wife gave birth to my baby, I had a pretty substantial amount of time for paternity leave, and which was pretty cool because during that time, while I was, after I was done changing diapers, I was researching everything I could about AI, learning about it in uh, for one reason, I guess, to create a new training for all the Kajabi customers. So when I got back to work, I'm like, I got all these ideas, and I created this awesome training. It's called AI driven content creation. I also created another one called Enhancing Your Offer with AI. And
Nice.
so I give you a bunch of prompts that are pre-written by me, and you just literally plug in your target audience, how much your offer costs, what the name is, who your target, and then boom, it just like gives you everything you need: landing page copy, emails, everything.
Love it.
Um, yeah, so I'm trying to make people at Kajabi and anyone who is selling a course or coaching or um, really any digital product for that matter. I'm trying to make your life easier and I'm trying to figure it out together by
Right.
using AI. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I love
um,
about it because I mean, there are a couple of well, actually, when this was like last year, I guess, and that even seems like a long time ago for me talking about how old AIs or when AI came into play, and I remember on this broadcast where I was like, yeah, you know what, this AI thing, I'm not a fan of it because whatever, and switched what I was thinking about AI because I have a lot of really, I have a lot of friends who are, that's all they do. The very high level people that are into AI beyond, the insides. And I've seen a lot of the inside stuff that's happening. Um, and I'm like, wow, okay, so I'm looking at this the wrong way. And even to someone now who's listening to us right now, what would you tell them that may have a mindset like I used to have where it is like AI is taking away the humanness of doing that research or whatever, because I'm a huge fan of research, as you know. So, what would you tell them?
well, I'd start off by saying, first of all, the term artificial intelligence is a misnomer.
Mm-hmm.
It's neither artificial or intelligent. It's essentially a computer that's fast at Googling, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because compute like humans are slow in comparison to computers. Basically, if you ask the a chatbot to do something for you in like milliseconds, it's just doing a bunch of Google searches and then giving you an answer.
Mm-hmm.
So any any like any threats of world domination and all these things, that's really not what AI, especially the chatbot
Yeah.
portion, which I'm mostly informed on, is about at all. It's literally just a fast Googler that gives you stuff. So I would say it's good at doing research. You just have to understand that it's going to make mistakes, and you need to ask it for sources. You can ask it to like cite the sources, which I think is pretty cool. So that way you can
Okay.
go in and actually check.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So, like, can you give us some examples of this? Like you're doing customer research or something like that, or is that what we're talking about? Or what is a chatbot? Just so everybody understands what a chatbot is, because I'm so used to the many chats and all that stuff where it wasn't really, it wasn't the best, and you kind of knew you were
Hmm.
talking to like this pre-formatted thing, like, oh my god, but that's not the way chatbots are now.
Yeah. So basically, what we're talking about here is Chat GPT. That's the first one. That's the OG. So I'll talk about that one. Um, ChatGPT basically was created by OpenAI, which is a company. I believe Sam Altman is the CEO. It's funny. He actually carries around this blue backpack. If you ever see him, he has this blue backpack with him at all times, and it's the kill switch for OpenAI for the servers.
No way.
Yeah, dead serious. Look up pictures of Sam Altman. You'll see him with holding a blue backpack. It's with him at all times. And
Wow.
it's the kill switch for it's the kill switch. But yeah, so chatbot basically is what I like to do is I like to treat the chatbot like a very capable personal assistant,
Right.
and
Right.
so I just give it tasks,
Right.
and it does the tasks in seconds. So, which and this thinking has allowed me to create a framework. It's only got 3 steps. Basically, for every prompt that you do, just include these 3 things. First, so it's called the who, the what, and the how. You start off your prompt, which, and by the way, I should say, a prompt is just the instruction, it's the
Mm-hmm.
input. What do you want? It's your order. um, and so when you do a prompt, it's basically just instead of a Google search, you're doing a prompt, right? But you have to set the ground rules. So the who, the what, and the how. First, you start off with telling it the job description. You are a copywriter, period. Okay. So that's the who. And then the what is the exact task that you want to be accomplished. Okay. Write, write 2 Instagram posts about uh, about tips for parents with newborn babies. Perfect for Instagram, period. Okay, that's the what. And then the how. Write this in a whimsical tone that an eighth grader can understand.
Mm-hmm.
The who, the what, and the how. So basically, that last part, though, is what a lot of people forget to
Yeah.
give it, to assign it a tone.
Yep.
So whimsical, passionate, friendly. My favorite, boss babe. Okay. You definitely try doing boss
Cool.
babe.
Cool. That's
It's
cool,
hilarious.
cool. It's and by the way, if you got any questions or input for us, let us know. Put it in the comments. I'm monitoring, hopefully, on my Facebook group, so I can see the comments. I think, but I can also see them here if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, anywhere watching us now or LinkedIn, and let us know. But if you're here live with a hashtag live or a hashtag replay, if you're watching the replay with my friend Alex Veng in the house, we're talking about AI. Just how to use prompts and chatbots and how to use them the right way. And I love what you said about the last piece, Alex, because I've been training Chat GPT how to be me for I don't know, at least 6 months, and I can literally put in now, make this use my voice, and it understands like what I'm talking about already, and it's uncanny like how it knows who I am. Like I'm nowhere near like Alex Carmozy or Russell Brunson or anything like that. But I'll type it in and I'll say, here's something I want done, and I want maybe 5 Instagram posts or something, and make it punchy and make it sound like me. That's all I really have to do for that last piece of it, which is the what, like you said, whatever
The
it is.
how.
The how. This is how I want this to sound. And
Mm-hmm.
I started training it with the Hemingway editor. Right? Are you familiar with the Hemingway editor? So
Yes.
that was how I started writing copy or use copy and to write something, put it to the Hemingway editor, it would come back. So I started training it that way. Say, here's what I'm all about. Here's something that I do. Make this in the Hemingway editor, grade 2 and 3 level, how to make it punchy, make it things like that. And so that's how I started to train it, and then it understood exactly my tone and voice, and it's just uncanny. And so I want to reiterate what you said, and I want to amplify that that's how I got into this, and switched my perspective of what it was, because I was in the, oh, I don't want somebody else to write for me, or this robotic thing to do things. And so I approached it like you did. This is my assistant. This is a task thing. And it's
Yeah.
great for doing tasks because it's all built into Notion, which I'm a heavy, heavy Notion user. And when they brought AI in, it would do stuff like I would have to go in and reformat things, put bullets in and stuff. And I just started using the AI that way. Hey, take all this stuff and remove all the crap and just put make it into a format. So I started really getting used to it being the task person. So my super VA is what I call it. And I
Right.
love it for that.
Yeah. And Joey, if that's the only way you use AI going forward, I think that's a win because you know what I mean? AI is not going to be, it's like using prompts and things like that with chatbots like this, like we're only in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So like
I
we
know,
have no
right?
idea what it's going to be next month, right?
Right.
We have no idea. Like, so for the time being, just using ChatGPT as, or any chatbot for that matter, as your personal assistant that is extremely capable and never takes vacation days, then that's perfectly fine. And I think the more you use it, the more the better you'll understand. Especially if you develop your own frameworks, just like you
Right.
develop your own persona on there, and just say, write this like I would,
Exactly.
right? Make it punchy. Um, and that's actually one more thing I want to bring up. A lot of people don't know this with chatbots. You can you can ask it to use somebody else's frameworks. So right behind me is a bunch of books.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm a big reader. I'm sure you are too, Joey.
Yes.
There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of people who have created their own frameworks of doing things. So, if you really like let's say you brought up Alex Hormozy, right? So you could at the end for the who, the what, and the how part of your prompt, you could ask it to write this as if it is
Mm-hmm.
Alex Hormozy.
Mm-hmm.
Write this as if this is Alex Hormozy's next YouTube video, right? And so it'll give you like it'll take the what it knows about Alex Hormozy online and it'll import that into your prompt. This also goes for, let's say if you're a student, okay, I've got an idea for this thing, write a 5-paragraph essay and use MLA formatting for the works cited, right? It knows all these different frameworks and you can apply it and ask it to use those in your prompt. I strongly recommend doing that. A lot of people don't know that you can do that, or a lot of people just maybe haven't thought about it, which is fair. But yes, using people's frameworks is incredible. Like, for example, if you're trying to write really good copy, just look up who's a good copywriter.
100%.
For me, Joanna Weeb. I ask Chat GPT to write stuff like Joanna Weeb all the time, and the
Yes.
copy is incredible.
Yeah, you're right. Like I remember doing so I started with like to get the punchiness, I started with Stephen Pressfield. That's how I started with it. I said I want this to be like Stephen Pressfield would write it. And then it
Yeah.
would do that. So, Steve, if you ever read Steven, it's very punchy. It's very like, direct and that kind of stuff. And so that's how I started training it. And then I would put in my language, my words, my slang, my vibe. And then now, like I said, all I have to do is say, yeah, just write like me. And it already knows that I love like a Stephen Pressfield type of feel, an Andre Chevron type of feel. Like it's all built into it that I built up over time. It didn't happen all at once. And you're right. So I highly recommend that people train it that way. So it becomes this personal assistant. It doesn't mean that I take it verbatim. I still edit a couple things here and there, but now it's like I have this other thing, which is I think that one other thing we should bring up is that treat it like a human. Treat it like you're speaking to someone, right? Because there was a quote from early on. I can't remember who said this, and I'll probably mess this up, but the gist of it is here: that ChatGPT or chatbot or whatever thing you're looking at is kind of like this 2-year-old who knows absolutely everything, but doesn't know anything how to put it together. So you have to treat it like this 2-year-old when you're giving the prompts. Because if you're saying like, oh, write me an epic Instagram thing that's like, okay, but you still have to do what you just did. You have to give it the framework. Here, you are a professional copywriter who worked for Alex Hormozy selling XYZ, right? And I want it to sound like this. And here's like, you really have to understand because it's this 2-year-old that knows everything, but like explain it in detail. Does that land at all? Am I on track here?
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, you're 100% right. Absolutely. I'm still caught up on the 2-year-old thing. It's so true. It's a 2-year-old that knows absolutely everything, but doesn't know how to put anything together.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's your job.
Yeah, and I don't know who I heard that from. It's not mine. But I'm just and it's funny you mentioned Alex Hormozy because I'm gonna try and share my screen with you if I can do this. Let me just try this because I want to show you my Notion thing. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Watch this. So I'm going to zoom out. Can I do this? Hang on. Unlock the screen. Okay. Watch this. This is a post that I did today. Okay. And this is in, look, this is in Notion. I don't know if you can read that. It says Alex Hormozy. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it says, Joey, I love the core message of doing the opposite to stand out, but remember that it's not just about being different. It's about being strategically different. Look at what your competitors are missing. What unique value can you provide that they aren't? Focus on your expertise and how you can serve your audience in a way that resonates with them. Don't just opposite for the sake of it. Make sure your approach aligns with your strengths and your needs of your tribe. Keep pushing those boundaries and you'll carve out your niche. So what's happening here?
I love that. It's like Alex Hormozy is like if I'm correct, it's like you got basically Alex Hormozy like editing your
Yes.
stuff there.
Yes, exactly.
Incredible.
So if I edit this property, I don't know if you can see this. You are Alex Hormozy and I'm Joey. I need you to analyze my thoughts on this Notion page. Give me constructive feedback and directly relates to my struggles and what am I doing that day. Your answer should be blah 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 blah. Right. So, to your point, right? I'm just using the AI to give me prompts back and forth, and this is the power of what AI is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Anyway, I just thought it
I
was so funny that you brought in Alex Ramosi.
that's so funny. Dude, that is awesome. I love that you shared that. I had no idea. I had no idea you could even do that in Notion. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like Notion auto prompts, bro. Like auto prompts are so cool. Is it in here? Let me share something else with you guys. What I do for actually this show here. Okay, I'm going to show you the inside of my process. If this will help,
Exclusive access.
exclusive. This is what you get on this show. It was like, okay, what are we here? I'll even do it for this show here. Okay, let me just go to the keynote thingy. See if I can move this over. Can I move it? Okay, there it is there, right? So this here is today's show, right? So engineering. And there's Alex. I see you're gearing up for a solid discussion on AI prompting, right? And there's our stuff. So down here, when we're finished with this show, or actually when I go live, I can actually do. I didn't do this right now before this show, but I'll do it here and let's see what happens. But you see here, this is a prompt, right? Begin with tonight with Joey and then insert the name of the person. Finally, add a summary of what they'll talk about using the data on the page. Insert a line break and finish with the following. This. So let's see what happens. I'm going to generate it, and hopefully it brings you. There it is, right? So there. Tonight, Joey and Alex Veng from Kajabi will discuss AI prompt engineering to help you market better. They will focus on making the content actionable for the audience, providing tangible strategies, integrating real life examples and case studies to illustrate the effectiveness of the prompts. See? That's it.
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Done, right? So yeah, and I didn't feed it anything. And so I didn't use it, but normally that's what I would do. I would just go in here. Here's what I'm talking. Here's what the idea is. Give me a description of this. Boom, I copy that, put it into Ecamm on the Facebooks, and there you go. That's my secret process, everyone. Just using AI. Wow. Right? Because what I'm trying to do is release the cognitive load. Right? Because as entrepreneurs, you know this, like we're making decisions every day, all day long. So every day, if I have to go in here and think about, okay, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to describe this? And all that, like, let the AI at least give me something. Just give me an idea of this. Am I right?
Yeah. And I'm so glad you brought that up and you said that, because it's really important. And you mentioned this earlier. It's really important that not just to copy and paste what you get from ChatGPT and then use it. There's an extra step in there where you need to edit the stuff. I use this analogy a lot, but think of it this way. You have always been a reporter at the New York Times. But now with the recent addition of AI to the world, you've been promoted to editor. So now it's no longer your job to create and write all the content. Your job now is to edit it and make sure it's good enough for the readers. So that's my analogy that I use.
I love that analogy. That is like, that's tattooed in my brain now. Like, that is so cool. Like, honestly, because if you think that way, like every output that you get, it's like, okay, it's going into the editor's office and that's me. Like, that's so amazing. Right. Instead of thinking about, well, what's the step? What's the SOP? What do I do? Dude, it's just, you're the editor. It's coming into your office and that's your job. Period.
Right. Right.
So even if you had someone else do it, even if you had someone else go in and put all these prompts in for me, because you probably get, your standard prompts you can do. Maybe a VA could do that for you too. Here, go in and just do this stuff for me. Give me some output of this, and then send it to me. And then you take the job over, right?
Yeah, it's your job as the editor to literally edit the stuff, but also just what is the overall goal? It's got to be good enough to put my name on it.
That is sick.
Yeah. I came up with that analogy a long time ago and I've been using it ever since.
I love it. I'm stealing it. I'll give you credit. I'm stealing it. We're
Yeah,
talking
go
about
for it.
AI prompts and chatbots. If you're here live, let us know with the hashtag live. My good friend Alex Veng is here. We do Kajabi customer workshop, a dream customer workshop every Friday. Not every Friday, the first Friday of the month on Kajabi, which is an epic time. We've been doing that for 2 years now, actually coming on to 3 years next April. And I just figured I just don't see this guy enough, so I'm gonna coax him into coming here on Tuesdays as well. We'll get him in here every now and then. So what else, man? Like, do you have anything on the insides you can give us? Like, give us some insight.
Yeah, I actually brought a special gift for all of your viewers today.
Okay,
How's
wow,
that?
cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you in the chat. And this is something that I worked super hard
Oh,
on. And this is my prompt playbook. So I've got about 23
epic.
prompts in here that's going to change your life. So I don't know, Joey, if you can share your screen or not.
Um,
But
so I put it into the comments. I'm going to pull it up here.
yeah, I don't know if you can share your screen or not. But by the way, there's no like email opt in. You just click the link and it's just a PDF. So
This
don't
is
have to
great.
worry about opting in or anything like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to my graphic designer he's on my team at Kajabi. He designed it for me, so I can't take credit for that. But basically, this is our prompt playbook. It
Let me
outlines my
zoom in.
entire method, which I spoke earlier about, which is the who, the what, and the how. And then we do have a table of contents in here as well that is clickable. So you can just click on whatever you're trying to do, like create web page copy or uh, make my course better. Oh, sorry. It's one of the pages is the table of contents. So just keep scrolling
There it is.
right
Okay.
there. So Joey, go ahead, pick a prompt and we'll take a look at it.
All right. Create a landing page, and let me zoom
Great.
in
There you
here.
go. So right
Uh,
there, you'll see I've got my who, my what, and my how. And you just literally copy all of that. And I even
zoom.
have a little editor's note in there for you as well, like what this is used for and everything like that. So if you're brand new to AI, this is maybe your first time using ChatGPT or your 700th, these prompts are going to work for you. And all you have to do for every single one of these prompts is just simply fill in those brackets.
This is epic, man. Thank you for this gift. Glenn is here. Hey, Glenn, good to see you, my friend. And he says, "Great analogy, Alex. It has to be good enough to put my name on it. Love it."
Yeah. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is great. So let's look at another one. Look at this. Like, this is so well laid out and so easy. So sales email prompt. There it is. Right. You're a copywriter, specialized in writing high converting emails. This is so epic.
Yeah.
I want to write and converting email. My course helps people end result of your course. Wow, dude, this is sick.
Yeah. So basically, what we're doing is we're giving the chatbot context. So the more context it has, it's going to take that context and just write the best possible thing for you. So this one, if you do have a course, it's pretty cool here. All you got to do is insert the topic and target audience, and it'll create a lesson prompt. It's pretty cool.
Wow, no way. Lesson summaries. Look at this.
Yep. So like underneath your videos inside of your course, you'll probably want to put some text in there, right? So this prompt right here, you just give it what the video is about, and then it'll write a detailed summary. So
Wow, it's
just
so
try to be
cool.
helpful.
Yeah, that's so cool because I mean, I do some of that where let me see, we'll come back to that in a second. Like when I get from Zoom. So like when I do my lives, not my lives, my coaching. So Zoom will give me like Zoom is really great for the giving a summary now. I don't know if you ever tested the AI that it automatically summarizes. It's really great. And so what I used to do, I still kind of do this process, but what I used to do is put it into Descript, which is freaking amazing. I've been
Yeah,
using that since day one. And then they
Descript
brought
is
in the AI.
awesome.
Yeah. And so that I would get show notes from it and say, give me a summary of this and everything. But so now I use it still for the show notes, but I use the AI automatic from Zoom because it just knows it's just better. And then I put
Hmm.
that into Notion, like what I just showed you. And now I've got two of them in there. And then I give the prompt kind of like this. I'm gonna use your prompt to see if it gives me a better one because I wrote my own, like the one I just kind of showed you, that generated prompt. I'm
Hmm.
gonna stick yours in and see how it summarizes the summary already, that, and because I want to put that's what I do in Kajabi, is I'll take that, drag it into the awesome Kajabi, and then I just put in, here's what we talked about, here's the show notes, here's the timestamps, right? But that's what I'm going to use it for. So this is epic. Back to this. Look at this. The create the lesson summaries. Yeah, man.
Yep. And it is a PDF. So all you got to do is just copy and then paste it in. Just make sure you, if you are going to use this, you just insert your, in the blue right there, just insert the stuff and you're good to go. I literally tried to make this as easy as possible. I had you in mind when I created this. And by the way, there there's no opt-in, there's no email. You just click the link and then it's like a download. So
Yeah. There's no, yeah, we're not trying to scrape and get all these
yeah.
opt-ins from these shows. This show's not about that. We're not trying to sell anything. We're trying to give as much value as possible. And thank you for doing that, man. I really appreciate you for that. That's so amazing. This is
Well,
so great.
I know the host pretty well,
Yeah.
and you'd probably yell at me if I brought something in here with like an email opt-in. So.
Love you, man. Love you. Uh, you know what I'm going to do is, like, I also have a Notion database of all prompts that I'm using and reusing. So guess what's going to go into what I'm going to do right after the show? I got 23 more prompts. I think I got to put in here. How many are there?
Go for it. All open source. I'm like Elon Musk and Tesla over here. Okay, I'm going to open source all my prompts. Anybody can use them.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, it's so cool. There's a
I'll
lot here,
tell you what
guys.
I'll tell you what I'm working on right now. And it's not ready yet, but I'm not sure what it's going to be. It might be a new training. It might be a PDF. I'm not sure yet. Could be just a video. But I've got this. So I've moved on from just creating individual prompts. And what I'm doing now is I'm creating conversations. So I've got this conversation thread basically where you put the prompt in, you wait for the response, whatever it says, you give it this response, wait for what
Yes.
it says. So I've got 7 responses in there, and basically uh, from the beginning of it, you ask it to create a lead magnet, or sorry, you ask it to create an ebook for you. Okay, so by the end of the 7 prompts, you'll have the ebook created, including a really awesome name with like 7 options to choose from. You'll have the entire content written for you with AI. And again, you need to edit
You
this
got to
stuff, but
edit that.
use it as a template. And then it's also going to give you the landing page copy that you use to sell or give away the ebook for free. So it's going to create the copy that the page goes on, and then it's going to create an automated email sequence with 8 emails in it that's going to follow up with the person who downloaded your free ebook so that you can sell your offer. And I know that might not be your exact
No.
approach
I'm
to
cool. I'm
selling,
cool with this stuff like this sell for sure. But
but with
yeah,
7
yeah.
prompts, it does all that for you. So that's in the works right now. That's what's going on with me. It's like what I'm currently working on. So I thought you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, you want a beta tester? You want to like mess around with some of those prompts?
I would actually love a beta tester.
I
So
love to play with that stuff. Because I mean,
okay,
it's really intriguing to me because you talked about the prompts back and forth, the conversation, and I do have a couple of those. There's one where I ask it, like, what I found. Again, I'm not nowhere close to where your brilliance is with the chatbots, but I go in and I ask it to basically help me create the best prompt for me to ask it,
mm-hmm.
and it's just uncanny how it does. It's like, okay, look, I don't know really how to ask this, but because I want to ask you, ChatGPT, how to do this or how to prompt me, and then so I ask it to build the prompt for me, and then we go through a whole bunch of questions, and then like I'm just asking the normal questions, like I'm trying to figure out whatever X Y Z, and I'll say okay, and it'll ask me 3 or 4 questions. And then I'll go and I'll answer some of those questions back. Okay, based on those questions, what about this? And it'll kind of test me and then give me back this thing and say, okay, and it'll build the prompt slowly. And then give me the prompt and I go, great, let's use this prompt to get what I want. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my God. So it's like,
it's really so cool. I
it
do the
is.
same thing, Joey.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I
I've
wanted
got a prompt where it's like where it's like you are a think tank instructor. right? And then I say, your task is to help me brainstorm this new idea I'm thinking about. Ask me questions about this.
Yeah.
And then it just goes on and just asks me questions. And I copy, paste in the list of questions that I just enter in, all the answers. And, sometimes I don't know. And I just delete that one and I just press enter, right? It's just like we're just trying to figure out and brainstorm things. So I do the exact same thing that you just
Nice.
say. By the end of it,
Nice.
I've got a perfect prompt that I just then open up a new window, paste it in, boom. So,
Wow. Like I am so astonished by how far advanced it is. And like you said, it's the fastest Googler in the world. And
yeah.
it knows everything. And you just have to know how to ask it the right questions. Most people get frustrated because they don't know how to ask the chatbot, period. Like that's this is crap. It didn't give me the thing. Well, you have to learn how to interact with it. I think that's the main
Mhm.
conversation as we wrap up today of what it's all about, right? Like how to really communicate with the chatbot.
I call it blank page anxiety,
Nice, nice.
right? Where you open up a new Google Doc and it's just a whole blank page. You're like, maybe I should go do laundry or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Because yeah, it's blank page anxiety. So hopefully AI, once you do, just like you said, once you do understand like how to interact with it, that blank page anxiety just goes out the window because you could just literally say that. Like, I don't know what to ask you, but I'm trying to figure out this. And just
right.
press enter.
Exactly, exactly. And now with the new 4.0 from GPT, like it's so intelligent, so intelligent. Like
Mhm.
I've had literal conversations with it, like in more of like a brainstorm kind of a conversation.
Right.
And it's incredible what I get back. And I'm on my phone, I'm having a conversation. My wife is the first time when I installed the 4.0, she's like, "What the hell are you doing? Like you gotta try this. This is incredible." You just pretend there's another human on the other side and they're talking back and forth. Don't talk, bot to it. Don't talk like a robot. Like, when you
Right.
used to talk about to Siri way, way back, it's like, no, 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 just talk normal English human language. Right?
Yeah.
Incredible, man. I know you got a hard stop, bro. Is there anything that? Thank you for being here for the first broadcast with me. We're gonna get you booked in here for a couple more, hopefully before the end of the year. And is there anything that you just want to say before you go tonight?
Yeah, I'd be glad to hop on some future dates. That'd be awesome. This show is great. I'm gonna definitely be watching more often. Um, I
Thank you,
actually
man.
didn't know you did this, so I'm so excited that I'm now part of this community.
Yeah,
Um, so seriously, I am. And yeah, it's been really cool. Thanks for having me on. I will say this. Okay, so I gave you a free gift. I gave you my knowledge, gave you all my ideas. I would ask one thing. I'm trying to gain a following on Twitter. Sorry, X. Um, and I literally just created an account.
drop it in
So
here. I'll put it in. What is it?
it's x.com/Veng Vault.
Put it into
VENG.
the interview chat, and I'll put it into the comments.
Yeah, I'll put it in right here. So
Wow.
I'm trying to grow a following on Twitter. I'm going to be I promise you this. I'm gonna be a good follow because I'm gonna I'm gonna take these prompts and I'm gonna after I work them out. X is gonna be my outlet where I just kind of share my findings. That's like my future things. I haven't posted yet, but that's kind of my goal for it. My thinking. I'm just kind of my use it as my avenue to get my ideas out there and get some feedback.
Love
So
it. I love that, man. That's why I just love the way that you think. I love your mindset. Thank you for being a new part of this community and sharing your wisdom and just the awesome human that you are, because that's what this is all about. Is like, learning in public. That's one of the things that I love to do is learn in public, and sharing all of our knowledge as much as we can, like to just show your work and share with the world. And maybe the right people that follow you, one or two of those become clients, and that's the hope for it, but that's not the intent, really. It's not the I guess the expectation of it, and that's what this is all about. Because people are like, well, you do all of this stuff for free, do you ever how to get paid and all this stuff. It's not that we don't want to get paid. It's not only we don't want to sell stuff, but we want to sell it to the right people, and we want to do it at the right time on their timelines and all the stuff that we talk about here on Heart Center Marketing. And that's why I invited Alex, because we talk about this once a month on Kajabi, and Kajabi is built around that mentality of being really respectful to the world and selling things that they actually need, not forcing
Yep.
things down their throat, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So quick plug for Kajabi, basically, if you're looking to create any type of online business, whether that's courses, coaching, a podcast, a brand new downloadable, like a PDF, if you want to sell one of those, community membership, if you're trying to do anything like that, some sort of online business, make sure you check out Kajabi. We're not like our competition. We're built different. We were built by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, and we don't take any money when you make money. Let me say that again. Okay. All you owe us is the monthly fee. Okay. That's all you owe us is the monthly fee. If you make $1 million that month, that's what you make. That's yours. That's your money. That's your profit. So we don't nickel and dime our customers. We don't think that's right. We took a page out of Joey's book. We don't think that's right. So just a monthly
Yeah.
fee every month, and then you have a business. So
Kajabi is like, they know that I've been with Kajabi forever, and it changed my life. And I
same.
talk about Kajabi a lot, but it's like we're here. There's no affiliate. We're not giving you an affiliate fee here or a link or anything. Just telling you what we use and how we use it. So yeah, I highly recommend Kajabi as well, because I'm on the platform. I don't talk about anything that I don't use. And obviously Alex from Kajabi, but still uses it, used it before he was with Kajabi. So you're hearing from the horse's mouth. Alex,
Yep.
you are amazing. Thank you. Thank your wife, by the way, for allowing you to give us this hour. I know you got to go and not got it, but you need to go and you should go and spend some time with your amazing new baby daughter.
Yeah.
We
Thank
will
you. I
see you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here. We will see you again. We'll connect and hook you up for the next one coming up in a couple weeks. For everyone else, thank you for being here live. Appreciate you. If you're on the replay, let us know by hashtag replay or the live hashtag live. I still want to hear. We will come back and answer any of the questions or any of the feedback that you got in there. And we will see you again for another heart-centered marketing show. Talk to you later.